the fight that VCU has brought here in the second half defensively has been absolutely impressive. And the shot making from Terence Hill Jr., superb.
27 points, but he is 6 of 8 from three-point territory in particular. That has been an absolute monster of his game here tonight. 75-70, North Carolina with the advantage, 1:15 to play. VCU has made 4 of its last 5, and you've got to imagine that this ball is going to number 6 in black, Terence Hill Jr., who has been the catalyst of all of it.
Well, he's been able to do it both on the ball and off the ball. When he's had the basketball, they've been really good at setting that little middle ball screen for him to try to be able to get down into the gaps, and I think they'll go right back to it.
It'll be Michael Bell to inbound next to his head coach, Phil Martelli Jr. on the far side. Looking to get it in for Nick Lewis. Couldn't do so initially, so he's going to have to go back to him, and he does just get it to him in the corner of the front court on the far side. 18 to shoot. Djokovic holding on his right hip, top of the key. Off a screen coming from Hill. Pick and pop. Hill thought about a deep logo shot. Instead he'll drive right. Step back 20-footer. It goes! Terence Hill Jr. is a killer. 75-72. He's got 29. VCU within 3. 55 seconds remaining. Derek Dixon jogs it across from left to right. VCU needs a stop. They do not have a foul to give, but it would be a 1-and-1 if they were to foul. 15 to shoot, 40 to play. Dixon shielding the ball with his body. Dribbling with the right hand, driving right, hooking left wing 3. It's Stevenson off the heel. Rebound to Lewis, and a foul is called. It's a 1-and-1 for Nick Lewis as Carolina's over the limit.
The VCU Rams are, the fight that they bring on. Right now, you got a 6'10" guy and a 7-footer on the floor with North Carolina. You think they'd come up with that offensive rebound? You got 3 guys under 6'5" out there from VCU, and they're able to come up with that defensive rebound. What a huge defensive possession for the Rams.
And a foul one against Seth Trimble. That is the 4th on the senior. Nick Lewis, the freshman, has provided some incredible moments in this second half. Some difficult finishes. 11 points on the game. His 4th free throw attempt here. Big moment for a guy in his first NCAA tournament game with his team down 3.
Now, Noah, make a miss here. VCU's going to have to foul.
Well, it's a make regardless. He hits on the first. 75-73. You're right, only 1 second different between the shot clock and the game clock. 31 seconds remaining even. So you've got time for that quick trap first if you really want to.
I love that, because right now the possession arrow is in the favor of VCU, and if they can get it tied up, now all of a sudden they get the basketball back on their side of the floor.
One more incoming for Nick Lewis. Team down 2. Second free throw up. Missed it short. Rebound to Seth Trimble, and an immediate foul given by Michael Bell. It'll be a 67% shooter for a 1-and-1 with 29.3 seconds left.
And Noah, I know it's practice all the time, but here is where you've got to get a free throw block out on the miss with all of that size that North Carolina has on the floor. Henry Vasar at 7 feet tall. Jaron Stevenson, 6'10". These guys got to take care of it if he misses.
Seth Trimble has played in so many big games with Carolina over the years. One of the few remaining 4-year guys at one program. He's 1 for 2 at the line tonight. This is a massive one on the front end with a 2-point lead. Goes through, puts it up, and he missed it short. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and it's off of VCU.
Noah, that should have been a lane violation on Henry Vasar. He went into the lane way early.
And that's exactly what Phil Martelli Jr. is trying to argue. Carolina is going to inbound it underneath. Baseline on the far side, and there's nothing that can be done necessarily on a challenge for a lane violation, and that's exactly what Phil Martelli is trying to make his argument with Paul Sells, the lead official. It was evident. Vasar was clearly in the lane well before the shot went up, and now 28.6 seconds remaining and 20 on the shot clock. North Carolina with a 2-point lead in the ball. Looking to inbound it cleanly. Can they get it in? Can they get it in? And finally, they gave the timeout. No, it was a 5-second call. So the turnover to make up for the missed 5-second call earlier in the game, and VCU has a chance to tie or take the lead. 28.6 seconds remaining. Shot clock is off. Terence Hill Jr. has been the star, and he'll bring it from right to left. VCU trail by as many as 19. Fans on their feet. A chance to take the lead for Hill. Looking to drive. Outside for Bell. Can't get anywhere. 16 seconds left. Now it's Hill with 14 on the right wing. Hill down the right alley, all the way to the rim. We're tied. He lays it in with the right. 75 apiece. 10 seconds remaining. Timeout, North Carolina. Terence Hill Jr., a walking bucket in Greenville. 31 points, 75 apiece with 8.1 left.
Late game situations, you want to get the basketball in the hands of number 6, able to read it, and what a nice little slip there in the seal inside by Djokovic allowed the defender to not be able to get there, and he's able to finish that clearly in the front of the rim. Well executed offense by the Rams.
So 8.1 seconds remaining. North Carolina will hold for the final shot. The worst case scenario for them should be overtime here. And you look at what they've got on the floor. Henry Basar has had some huge moments tonight, but let's not forget, a little over a month ago, Seth Trimble against Duke. It was Derek Dixon on the drive, kicked it out to a senior in the corner. He hits the 3-ball to defeat the Duke Blue Devils, one of just 2 losses for the Blue Devils this year. Will they go back to the guy with all the experience in that Tar Heel blue?
Yes, it's going to be interesting to see. And if you're VCU right now, 2 things. You don't want to give up a 3 here, and you don't want to foul. You want to make them have to take a tough 2 over extended hands. And if I'm North Carolina, because of the size that they have on the interior, Basar's got to touch the rock.
So they added 8.7 seconds. Bell, Hill, Jennings, Djokovic, and Lewis for VCU. Dixon, Trimble, Basar, Stevenson, and Bogovac for UNC. Stevenson in. It's Basar at the logo with 6 seconds left. Basar with 4 seconds left on the right wing. He lost the basketball. It's out of bounds. It's off UNC. VCU ball with 2.4 remaining. And a timeout for the Rams. Against all odds, VCU has a chance to go for the win in Greenville.
Wow, the defensive pressure there from the VCU Rams, a little physical there, and Henry Basar not able to maintain control of the basketball. Crucial turnover there for the Tar Heels.
So neither team will have a timeout remaining with 2.4 seconds left. 75-75. UNC led this game 56-37, just over 5 minutes into the second half. VCU has not led since 5 minutes into the game when they were up 10-7. But they have battled all the way back. North Carolina without a field goal, nearly 3 minutes of action. And with 2.9 now on the clock, VCU can go for the win to keep their dancing rolling.
It's amazing how they've been able to just hang in there. Momentum was clearly in the favor of North Carolina early in this game. They were able to get some tough stops. And, man, if you got a guy that can take over the game late, it's a luxury to have. And Terence Hill Jr. has been magnificent in this game.
Carolina will send out a defensive unit that includes Stevenson, Dixon, Trimble, Basar, and Jonathan Powell. VCU will counter with Terence Hill, Jadrian Tracy, Nick Lewis, Brandon Jennings, and Lazar Djokovic. Hill leads all scorers with 31 points. Tracy will inbound on the sideline in the backcourt on the near side. What type of look can they get to try to win this in regulation? 2.9 left. Tracy smacks the ball with his left hand. Couple of ball fakes on Basar. Gets it in. Oh, it's intercepted by Trimble. 1 second left. 3 for the win. Too long on the right wing. And we go to overtime in our 3rd game in Greenville. Oh, boy, VCU nearly just coughed it up as Trimble almost had another game winner from 3-point territory.
How about the anticipation from Seth Trimble? Jumped the passing lane there, able to steal and had plenty of time to get a good look off. Too much power on that one. Overtime.
And the first overtime of this year's NCAA tournament. 75 apiece. We'll be back with overtime in Greenville. Time now for the overtime tip, sponsored by AutoZone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. We got a bonus one. We got extra credit in Greenville.
Yes, indeed.
5 minutes on the clock. VCU trailed by 19 points in the second half. Stormed all the way back, and we're even 75. Besar and Djokovic will jump it up at midcourt. And it's Djokovic who wins the tip. VCU ball from right to left. The Rams can take their first lead since it was 15 minutes remaining in the first half. Jennings has it, left wing. Lobs a pass to a corner near side for Bell. Looking to back down on Stevenson. Right-handed dribble, spins baseline, lost it initially. Got it back with 10 to shoot. Bell picks up the dribble on the outside. Now it's Lewis, left wing three. Missed it short. And the rebound knocked away, out of bounds, but a foul's going to be called. Powell went up high to get it, and he got hit up high inadvertently by the Rams. So it'll be North Carolina ball with 4:32 to play. And now VCU is going to challenge the call. So it looked like there was no foul call. It was actually just out of bounds off of the Rams. VCU got a look at the replay. Phil Martelli Jr. now with a new timeout in his back pocket is going to utilize it to try to keep possession in the beginning of this overtime session.
The ruling on the floor of North Carolina ball out of bounds is being challenged by VCU.
I thought Brandon Jennings' hand hit that one last. I think they're going to lose that one.
And that would be critical because you then lose not only the challenge, but you lose your overtime timeout. Although it'll look like it might be close.
The question is there indisputable evidence to turn that one over? And I'm not sure they have it there.
We'll see what they eventually go with. Our officials, Paul Sells, Clarence Armstrong, and Kellen Milner. 4:32 to play in OT. Winner takes on either Illinois or Penn in the round of 32. It looks like it definitely hits Jonathan Powell. The question becomes whether or not Brandon Jennings then hits it again on the way down, or does he completely miss it?
Yeah, with that left hand. Hard to tell there.
Oh, we got the blown up magnifying glass version now on our screen here. Powell hits it, and it might have been off his thumb.
I agree with you.
So, let's see what they come to for conclusion over at the scores table. Meanwhile, just foul trouble update. Michael Bell has 4 for VCU, and Seth Trimble's been playing with 4 for quite some time. Stevenson has 3 as well for Carolina. Is there something to keep an eye on? Does look like they're continuing to take a look. Generally, it feels like when the reviews go a little longer, it doesn't go well in overturning them, but not always. It's not a blanket statement.
You're right, though. I think they like doing that to us, man, to just keep us in suspense.
Yeah, it's basically, I just basically said, sometimes when there's clouds, it rains.
But you're my guy, I wasn't going to call you out.
Yeah, it's all right. 4:32 to play in OT. And this long review after the first possession of overtime is critical in providing both an answer for possession and also whether or not VCU keeps their timeout in this bonus session. Looks like they've come to some level of conclusion. I do also really respect the fact that the officials use the ball to shield their lips, so nobody can do any lip reading.
Yeah.
We are not going to know the answer until they give us the answer.
And the question is, are they going to overturn it? And if they overturn it, I think they're talking about how much time is going to be on the clock.
Every time, this is like pump fake after pump fake. It looks like they're about to give us the answer, and then they come back and they talk a little bit more.
And
then they walk back to the score. No, we're going to talk a little bit more. Here we go.
I'm going for every pump fake, too.
After review, the ruling on the floor stands. North Carolina ball. VCU will be charged a timeout, and they lose their challenge.
So big, more so than anything. And Phil Martelli Jr., again, is incensed. If you're a lip reader, you could definitely make some stuff out. Some colorful choice of language.
Yes.
From the head coach in his first year at VCU. 4.5 to play in OT. Let's get rolling here with Carolina moving it left to right. Derek Dixon working on Lewis on the outside. Dixon, step away, right wing three, missed it short, and a rebound at Jennings for the Bearhawks. Outlet comes to Hill on the near side. He had 31 in regulation. Tied the game late in the final seconds. Get a string to his right from Djokovic. Hill looking to drive. Step away, 15-footer. Missed it off the heel. Rebound flying in. A bell, and a foul is called. And if it's Trimble, it's going to be number 5. It looked like he was involved. And they're going to put it on Stevenson. So his 4th. Either way, that's a big foul, because now you've got Trimble and Stevenson both playing with 4. And a 1-and-1 situation now for VCU, and Michael Bell going to the line.
And because of that, VCU going forward to drive those guys, trying to get that 5th foul.
Bell just a 49% shooter during the season, and it's in and out on the front end. Baystar claims the rebound, outlet to the far side. Oh, Powell wasn't looking. He was fortunate that nobody was nearby, as he could pick it up off the deck. Brings it to the front court and leaves it now for Derek Dixon just in front of the midcourt line. 3:45 to play in OT.
Henry Baystar needs a touch.
He got the touch, top of the key. Hand it off for Trimble now, about 30 feet out. 10 to shoot, curling off. It's Dixon down the middle. He floats it up short. Rebound, foot forward, taken by Djokovic. 3.5 to play in OT. No score in this bonus session. 75 apiece. VCU basketball with Jennings. Crossover, drive right, into Baystar, under the basket, bounce it, Bell. Oh, and a block by Stevenson. What a gutsy play for a guy with 4 fouls. 3:15 to play in OT. 75 apiece. Dixon stops at the left wing, picks up his dribble, just pass right back from Stevenson. 12 to shoot, 3 minutes to play. Dixon a screen to his left from Baystar. He'll drive left, he'll kick right. Corner 3, Powell. Short, weak side, rebound to Lewis. Rams get the stop, and now they'll look to still take that first lead since the opening minutes of the first half.
No, that's 3 straight possessions that Henry Baystar didn't get a touch in scoring position.
Deep 3, straight away, is short from Terence Hill Jr. 2:35 to play in OT. Still scoreless in this bonus session. 75 apiece. Dixon straight away, screen to his left from Baystar. Fend off, step back, thought about the 3, gets rid of it, right back from Baystar. Dixon pulls, thought about the jumper. Now Baystar at the free throw line. Oh, he looked like he was going to draw the contact. The city goes through, but he missed the floater with the right hand. It is corralled by Bell. Here comes Lewis right to left. 2:10 to play. Lewis down the middle. Corkscrews it up and in. VCU up 77-75. 2 minutes to play and a foul on the other end. Trimble went up. He's going to get 2 free throws with 2:02 to play.
No, these two teams are leaving everything they have out there on the floor tonight. What a drive there by Nick Lewis and finish at the rim. And then North Carolina bringing it right back at you. Seth Trimble realizing he's got an advantage, able to draw a foul there. Opportunity for 2 free throws here.
Trimble with 12 points, 7 rebounds and 6 assists, hoping this won't be his final collegiate game at North Carolina. First free throw up and good, 77-76. 2:02 to play in overtime. VCU trailed by 19 points in the second half. They have clawed all the way back and just took their first lead since 15:05 remaining in the first half. But Trimble goes 2 for 2 at the line to tie the game back up at 77. 2 minutes to play. Winner on to the second. Loser sent home for the season. Terence Hill Jr. with 31 points. Guarded closely by Trimble, who's got 4 fouls. Screen to his right comes from Jennings. Hill looks to turn the corner. Crossover, back down on Powell. Hill looking for some space. Shimmy shake, fade from 12. Hill doesn't get the roll off the front iron. Rebound uncontested of Baystar. 1:35 to play. 77 apiece. North Carolina basketball. It's Dixon 45 feet away with a bounce pass to Trimble at the midcourt logo. Off the screen to his left. Trimble now has a slip with Djokovic. Drives to his right, gets the rim, couldn't make it in. Rebound, knotted to the outside. Tracked down by Hill. 1:15 to play in overtime. 77 apiece. VCU looking for the lead. Brandon Jennings on the right wing. Chest pass, extra. Lewis far side corner. Gets it back to Hill about 35 feet out. Approaching 1 minute to play in OT. Hill on the screen to his left. Finds Lewis on the right wing for three. Missed it off the left iron. Long rebound tracked down by Trimble. Now it's North Carolina looking to pull in front. 50 seconds remaining in overtime, and Hubert Davis sees that his guys are gassed. Calls for a timeout, 49.7 on the clock, all even at 77 in overtime.
No, you mentioned gas. All 10 guys out there on the floor right now are gassed. They're giving it everything they have, and as a former player, that is awesome.
So just reset what we've seen here. UNC led 56-37. With 14:58 remaining in the second half. VCU goes all the way back, didn't take any lead in regulation, but they tied the game with about 10 seconds left. UNC looks like they're going to have a chance for the win. They turn it over with just under 3 seconds remaining, and then VCU turns it right back to UNC, gets a shot off, but they can't make it at the horn. We go to overtime, and the overtime score in 4 minutes and 10 seconds so far is 2-2.
Yes, and I've said it over and over again for North Carolina. Henry Basar has had a phenomenal game tonight. 26 points in this game. He's not gotten a single look in almost 5 minutes of overtime in a spot that he can have a chance to score.
Got a number of VCU fans in here that are hoping to see a stunning comeback. You've got a number of UNC fans in here that are hoping to see an ugly win. And you've got a number of Duke fans that stuck around that are hoping to see sadness from the Tar Heels side after they pulled out what they would consider an ugly win. 50.3 officially now back on the clock. 77-77. UNC will have the ball with 23 on the shot clock. And to your point, it just feels overdue that Basar gets a legit look at the basket.
Yes, the tension in this building is palpable right now. This is awesome. I'm so honored to be here.
You look at the stands, you see a sea of blue littered with some orange as Illinois is set to take the floor next. And behind us, black and yellow VCU fans, those who made the trip, those who might be local, they were treated to an absolute masterpiece towards the end of the second half. Now can they finish it off with a signature? 47 seconds left. It's Basar top of the key with 19 to shoot. Picked up his dribble about 25 feet from the basket. Being hounded by Djokovic. Hands it off for Trimble with 12 seconds to shoot. Screen to his right. Trimble spins. Drives right. Hangs to the rim and he got fouled. It's Djokovic who picks up his third and sends Trimble back to the free throw line with 35 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, what a job by Seth Trimble. He goes off of that screen there and explodes down the lane. Djokovic can't get quite the angle and try to challenge it late. Seth Trimble going into his body there and able to draw a foul. An opportunity for 2 free throws here.
Trimble up to 14. His 6th and 7th free throw attempts of the night. First one is up on the way, and it is short. He missed it off the front iron. Keeps it tied at 77, and ensures that at minimum, a 2 will put VCU in front. One more incoming for the senior from Wisconsin. Honorable mention all ACC this year. Leader, vocal, physical, on the floor. Second free throw up, and it's good. Puts UNC in front by 1. 78-77, 35.1 remaining. VCU can take the lead. Not a single fan in their seats here in Greenville. 23 to shoot now for Jennings at the midcourt logo. Neither team with a timeout. Jennings gets a screen from Hill. Djokovic trying to dive to the rim. He couldn't find him. Now it's Hill with 15 to shoot. Working against Stevenson. Hill wants to go to work. Cross. Step back 3 on the way. And good! He splashes it home. 80-78 VCU in front. Shot clock off. 10 seconds remaining in overtime. UNC looking for the tie or the lead. Kick it. Trimble near side corner. Lost his footing. Basar fouled. With 3.8 remaining. Basar with a chance to tie it at the line.
Wow. I mean, what do you say? Wow.
Hill up to 34. Basar goes to the free throw line for his 8th and 9th attempts with 3.8. Now they just put 4.2 on the clock. 62% on the season. The Arizona transfer, Bentonese, releases. It is short. Now do you miss the second on purpose?
Free throw blockout's going to be huge here for the VCU Rams. Huber Davis bringing in his tallest lineup. Smallest guy on the floor in that front line right now is 6'10". So clearly they're going to try to get to the offensive glass. He will likely try to miss it, and they're going to try to come up with that offensive rebound.
Either timeout on either side. Possession arrow is with UNC, and he missed it, but he didn't hit the rim. Oh, he just banged it off the backboard. That is a violation. VCU takes over with 4.2 left. Now, the one thing to keep in mind, a foul here, it is still a 1-and-1 for the Rams. It would just be the 19th foul against the Tar Heels. 4.2 seconds left.
Yeah, expect North Carolina to be in a full denial here.
VCU trying to complete a 19-point comeback. They'll get their free throw shooters in there. Bell sits, Tracy, 70% comes back in. But it's been Terence Hill Jr., the 8'10", sixth man of the year, who has come up massive with 34 points, including what might be the dagger on that previous possession. Jang's looking to get it in. Looking, bouncing, and an immediate foul. Nick Lewis made the catch with 3.7 seconds. It'll be the freshman going to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
That's a really nice job by Nick Lewis. Oftentimes as a player, you let the basketball come to you. He ran through the basketball to make sure that his body was between his defender and that basketball. Really well done by the freshman.
Nick Lewis, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals in 31 minutes in his first tournament game. 4 of 5 at the free throw line tonight. Can put his team up by 3 on the front end of this 1-and-1. On a miss, North Carolina's going to have to go to the length of the floor. It's up. It's good. A big one, as he says, calm down, everybody. I got this. 81-78 VCU.
Here comes the game clincher right here.
Lewis takes his time. Deep breath at the free throw line. Bentonese releases and delivers. 2 for 2 at the line. 82-78. 3.7 seconds remaining. Stevenson, baseball pass into the front court. Basar catch, turn, fire, off the heel. No! VCU from the dead, down 19 points in the second half, and the Rams keep running into the round of 32 in Greenville. 82-78, the final.
Wow. Just when I thought VCU had no more energy left in this overtime, they were absolutely gassed, able to come up with huge buckets and some stops on the defensive end that put themselves in position to win this game by 4 in overtime. What a remarkable accomplishment for the Rams.
It was Terence Hill Jr. who delivers the biggest shot with 34 points. And the coaching staff, led by Phil Martelli Jr., celebrating with their local broadcast crew and all of the fan base in the VCU section. They are delirious here in Greenville. The Rams get it done, and for North Carolina, heartbreak after a 19-point cushion completely disintegrates. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't look around, you're going to miss something. And you might have missed this comeback from VCU that was led by a number of heroes. Started by Terence Hill Jr. But the biggest free throws down the stretch came from Nick Lewis. And the freshman helps guide VCU to an 8-point victory in the round of 64. Joining us courtside is that hero, Nick Lewis of the VCU Rams. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
On a ridiculous comeback here, down 19 points in the second half. What was the message as you guys began to chip away down the stretch in this second 20 minutes?
I mean, yeah, just be the tougher team. You know, we've been here before. We've been battle-tested. Utah State, we've came back. All these games, you know, non-conference schedule, conference schedule, you know, we just got battle-tested to be in this very moment. We got the win.
Nick, could you talk a little bit about Terence Hill Jr.'s ability to be able to take over games? He was magnificent in both halves.
I mean, yeah, it's nothing new to me and everybody in here. You know, he can really score the ball. He makes the impact, whether it's offense, defense. You know, he's just making winning plays out there. So I'm not surprised at all by what he did right there.
You get fouled at the very end in overtime there and on the line with 2 free throw shots to try to close it out. What was your mindset during that time?
Yeah, my teammates just told me to calm down. You know, I took some breaths. You know, I just went back to where we practiced at. You know, I always make those free throws. It's just routine to me, so I just stepped up and knocked them down.
You know, this team was an 11 seed back in 2011 as well when they went to the Final Four. What is it about this group that is capable of making a similar run?
Yeah, it's just so much depth we have. We have a lot of weapons all across the floor. You know, we play really hard. You know, it's going to be really tough for a team to wear us down. We play really hard. That's our identity.
Nick, we appreciate it, man. Congratulations again on the win.
Thank you.
That was Nick Lewis of the VCU Rams as his Rams take down the Tar Heels of North Carolina 82-78. Check the final stats, sponsored by Kohl's. From comfy tees to hats and more, find everything you need to show off your team pride all season long at Kohl's and Kohls.com. VCU ends up shooting 46% from the floor, but 42% from three, 11 of 26. Carolina, 41% overall, 28% from downtown, and more importantly, they go 12 of 20 at the free throw line. Left some real points on the table. Final score from Greenville, VCU 82, North Carolina 78. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the West.